Here's a fall walking conundrum. A little blustery day today, out for a walk. Posting some information on this yesterday, other days. It's this idea of institutional racism and systemic racism. Posting yesterday a report out of the University of Manchester looking at the English Welsh judiciary. It's had some serious problems in there around equity, diversity, and inclusion, even though the judiciary has a 5-year equity plan in place. And there's quite a bit of discussion circulating. It's important conversation, systemic institutional racism. But one of the challenges I find, and I've challenged myself on this, is to say, okay, well, if I'm going to suggest that something may be systemic racism or institutional racism, how does that system work? Is to be able to point that out and to see how it plays out systemically. I need to have a certain understanding of how that system, how that happened in that system, how that institution enacted that. I think that's in some ways the crux of the matter. Is there's a lot of discussion around systemic and institutional racism, and these are important dialogues, and there's some training rolling out. But what I'm seeing in the training is that a lot of the training, almost by default it seems, and I don't think it necessarily is, but almost by default it seems, goes to the individual level and then gets, raise awareness of individuals and talk to individuals about bias and talk to individuals about overt and covert racism. And that's important. It still leaves me wondering, though, about the systemic and the institutional pieces. Yes, people make up systems, and they enact those systems on a day-to-day basis through their actions. But where are those policies? What is it in institutions that makes them institutionally racist? How does that play out? And I know there's no shortage of people that could say what the impact it has on them as individuals. But where is it at? And therefore those individuals that say, okay, I've got all this awareness training. I'm aware of this, but what do I do about it? And that's where we move from having explicit knowledge that these things exist to that more tacit knowledge of doing something with it, of knowing how to do something with it, of navigating the emotions that come up with it, about calling stuff out, about a speak up culture, all of these types of things. That's one of the conundrums I'm pondering about as I'm walking. Curious what you think. Leave some comments, send some links. I'm wondering if there's training out there that's getting into the complexity and messiness of that.